and she wants me to scale it back more and more, but it's a hard one.
Oh, they say that about everything, mate, don't they? It could be, you could be, I don't know, you could be doing anything and they'll be trying to pull us back.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you skate every weekend?
Boys will be boys.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I wish. With 4 kids and a family and a mortgage and, the house to keep, upkeep and, bills to pay. Yeah.
You're busy.
I've got a mini ramp in my shed at home, so I get out on that when I can't go on the hills. So
all right.
Yeah, and the boys come over and we have a good mini ramp session, and that's keeps the blood flowing. Yeah. So in a similar way.
What was this? Early Skateboards.
Yeah, Early was a brand that I developed in the year 2000. I was working in Stewart Surfboards back in the late 90s, and in that crew there was Dan McDonald, DMS Surfboards, there was Jason Rod, JR Surfboards, Mikey Lewin, the New Zealand shaper, Lewin Surfboards, and there was a really good hub of crew doing stuff. I had a mate in there, Greg, who we started, buying bits of ply and making longboards. So Early old boards started out in 99, and then I went through the NEIS program to develop a business plan and whatnot, and then opened up a factory, went halves with Mike Lewin, and we opened Jam Surf Skate, a surf skate shop, and a part of that factory he had half of it for his surfboard factory, and I had a quarter for the skateboards, and then a quarter of it was the shop. So we went into partnerships, and it traded for about 2 or 3 years down on Lower West Burleigh Road there. Yeah. And I was always doing surf school to subsidise it, and just trying to keep the dream alive. Basically. Doing the hard yards. And
was it enjoyable?
We were young. We had
there's something cool about having your own shop.
Yeah, we had a base, and in turn, I outsourced a lot of the manufacture of the skateboards. So, in my quarter of the shop, I built a mini ramp.
Okay.
I'm always drawn to mini ramps in some way. So, Ken Gibbons, a local skater, helped me build it, and that sort of engaged the skate community. It gave all the Burleigh kids a home, and it was an amazing energy every afternoon. The kids from Marymount and the kids from Miami High and all the surfers that Mike sponsored all of a sudden started skateboarding and
hanging out, having a place to.
Yeah, it was a bit of a little hub because we weren't the mainstream either. It was sort of the ones that weren't the fully sponsored kids, like Phantom Surfboards was down the road. They had all the cool cats, and a guy that we'd done a lot of time with and we chucked down a lot of hills was Paul Fisher. He was a energy in himself, still is, and so we had a really good crew. We taught a lot of those guys to bomb hills, and it wasn't something that was anything. We just went and
here's something fun
Table
we do.
Band.
Okay.
Yeah, so Table Band on the other side of Koala Park there, really steep hill.
Yep.
That was sort of the stepping stone to go and bomb Table Band, and then we go and cruise through Koala Park, walk up the hill, and get 10, 12 people bombing down that. It was like a little snowboard run for us. So we were just having fun, surfing, skating. Living what was our dream.
Excellent.
Sort of thing. And then, wasn't quite paying the bills. A lot of the generic stuff coming out of China was killing me to,
the internet started to make real progress about those years.
Yeah, price competition was heavy. So...
I remember I was starting to look online, I just started to learn Okay, I can actually eBay. I knew eBay. I could started to test that out.
Yeah.
Around about that time.
Yeah. We were pretty much, longboarding was something that was a side thing to the surfing industry and the snowboarding industry. We didn't have our own sport as such. We didn't have competitions and so forth. So in that building of a crew, we thought, hey, downhill skateboarding. And then we found out there was an overseas World Cup, and we thought, wow, we need to develop this and we need to have our own identity as such. We weren't shortboard skaters, we were longboarders, and that was a bit like the surfing, bodyboarding, surfing, longboarding sort of stigma associated with it. Shortboard skaters probably looked at us and went, they're a bunch of gays.
That's what you were thinking about them, I'm sure.
Oh, no. Street skating was always, we looked at that, and that's hardcore. That's skillful skateboarding. Vert ramps and so forth. We rode bowls and mini ramps, and we were carving and so forth, having fun, but not to the level that the professional skaters were, or the gnarly skateboarders
were.
were.
Two different things.
Yeah,
when you're putting on, motorbike leathers and helmets, it's completely different.
Yeah, it is.
Part of your brain,
Well, I suppose our crew was sort of board riders as such. We were surfers, snowboarders, dabbled in, cruising around the skate parks. Weren't gnarly skaters, but we wanted to skate everything. So, the second incarnation of Early, I brought out a range of 8 different boards, and it was from shortboards right through to downhill boards and everything in between. And my philosophy to my team was, hey, you need to skate everything. You want to get your skill set, because longboarding and bombing hills is easy. If you're a confident skater, you can always jump on a longboard and get to the bottom of the hill. Tuck your balls up, put your worry away and just do it. It's not skillfully hard as such. So I always encouraged, get into the bowls, do your ollies, do stand-up slides, get every aspect of skateboarding down so you're a confident skater. And that was what we tried to bring to the community, I suppose, a skate everything mentality. Don't just be, put in a silo of you're a longboarder. You're a skateboarder. Early wants to be a skate company, not a longboard company or anything. So we're trying to, engage. We had a shortboard team that longboarded and a longboard team that shortboarded, and we tried to mesh the genres as much as we could. And about that stage, Sector 9s and some of the big companies had that same philosophy of skate everything. Okay. So that was a real cool aspect of the second coming.
Did you go overseas before you set up that business, or?
In our, second coming, it was I actually said, hey, if I can't beat the products coming in from China, I've got to go there and see what I can do. I want Early to be an Australian brand, but I couldn't manufacture at the price level that needed to be competitive in a worldwide market. So I went over to China and went to all the different factories and explored the options. Got samples made, got my confidence that...
What was that like? I haven't been to China. What's it like being an Aussie going into, obviously a Chinese manufacturing... is there anyone with their hat sideways going, yeah, bro, fist, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally. Totally. Well, I'm half Asian. My mum's Japanese. So,
yeah, my wife's Japanese.
Yeah.
That's it, mate.
Yeah. No, mum was...
You speak any Japanese?
Yeah, fluent.
Damn, yeah. Damn, I'm pretty average, man. Are you really?
Yeah.
Wouldn't have picked it.
So I went...
Where from?
I went to primary school in Tokyo for a year.
Okay.
That's when we learnt. I was 7 and...
my wife's 2 hours south at Yokosuka, where the big base is,
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, man. Okay.
And then after high school, I went back there because I was a half Asian kid. I wasn't getting out into the nightclubs at 17, where all my mates were, and I was born in October, so I thought, oh well, I may as well go and chill out in Japan while all the boys are going partying. So yeah, it sort of re-taught me, re-engaged the language. So then I came back from Japan and moved to the Gold Coast, and basically had a job doing anything in that Japanese speaking industry. Right. So I done everything from sales to tour guiding to a lot of Japanese speaking roles.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then I did Japanese speaking surf instructing for years for Shane Horan.
Shane Horan, okay. You'd know my old neighbour Scott Torrance, perhaps. Scott Torrance, no? He did it for Shane for a while.
Yeah, a lot of people have.
Yeah, okay, Move on.
Shane's, I sat in Surfers Paradise there. I think I was with Shane while I was doing Early, basically. Okay. So that was what fed me. But I had some Japanese students for 6 months, so it was really, really good they'd do half-day English school, half-day surf school, and got them from very beginning to confident surfers. So it was a good experience. But I love my Japanese heritage and love that Asian aspect. So when I went to China, I was blown away. Just amazed at the scale of everything, and thought, wow, if I can get them to produce the product that I'm happy to brand, then I'll go to market again. Okay. So I spent about 18 months R&Ding, and the problem was we were making quality longboards, so the Chinese could make a pintail, a basic longboard, but to get a specific downhill board manufactured with concaves, and they just couldn't get their head around it for a long time. Really? So it took a long while.
So you were dealing with a factory that without a rider in the factory?
No. So we done the first sort of 6 months of R&D, and then we decided they weren't getting it right, so we went and lived in the factory for a couple of weeks.
Interesting. Yeah.
Worked out what they were doing and got dirty in there and worked out why they couldn't produce what we wanted, and saw everything and troubleshooted.
Wow. With a language barrier?
They had enough English speaking. The family we went with was Taiwanese, and the son was very proficient in English. Okay. So yeah.
Right. So did you get what you want in the end?
Yeah, we done a couple of orders through them. We got to the stage where we were growing. We had good riders and we were promoting well and so forth. But we done a big order and it got here too late for the Christmas rush. So that sort of put us back and ended up sinking us. Right. So it was. It was I
want to see this board. I want to find these boards. What was the name?
It's all under Early Skateboards.
Early Skateboards, but did you have a name for this particular board, or you can find it online?
Yeah, it was all the downhill boards that are
they're out there somewhere, right?
Yeah. It was. I've still got a few of them, and then a lot of people would have seen me at Carrara Markets flogging them off in about a couple of years ago. We went through a real rough patch where the whole industry went through a downturn. Mm-hmm. I had a shed full of stock, so next best thing, I went and hired a store at Carrara Markets and flogged them off. Yep. So there's a lot out there, I think, that people got for super cheap, and they were the lowered decks, so they are very unique. Still, people look at them and go, "Wow, that's cool." Right. The lower than the drop platform. Okay. Yeah. So still unique.
Right. Do people ride them on downhill?
No, I got to the top mount.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it sort of evolved. Yep. They were very low to the ground, very sort of, I suppose, one-dimensional. Yep. Once it started to become free riding, then they were a bit inhibitive
Okay.
of that
Okay.
free ride aspect.